Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the eSports Report, our Gfinity recap show. And the question that I was going to ask before the commercial break.
Yeah, what is that question?
What is the question?
What is that question?
Well, the question, JP and Max, is how many more championships do FaZe need to win this year? Is it all of them to be considered the best AW team?
Oh, I don't even know if you can.
OG have
If they win the next
7.
If they win the next 3,
they'll have 5.
they will
So
have
6.
5. But different.
The organization will have 6, counting AW Open.
Yeah, and it's if you're winning all of them, it's World Finals as well. That's hard,
and
dude.
you have a world champion in Clay and Attach.
No, okay. Let's say if Clay, if FaZe wins all of them, do you say Clay is the best player in AW?
Yeah.
Do you think he's best player right now?
Best Bow.
Best Bow.
Best player.
Do you think best player?
Better than. Well,
That's hard.
So, all right. So when I say best player, I'm looking outside of just gameplay too. I think the role of like leadership is so crucial, and I don't think there's anyone better than that than Clay. Like you literally saw him in the grand final.
Did you hear that?
Stand
The
up
team chat
and get behind his team. And like, all right, guys, this is exactly what Optic's gonna do. We need to hit them this way. We need to make sure that we're not allowed to get behind us. As soon as they get behind us,
and they end up winning that comeback uplink. Bro.
I mean, Clay is a genius. He's a fantastic player.
Right.
Gets hype.
Great leader.
Great leader.
I mean, when you have that team, like you have Enable, who's never going to get down on himself or anything. I mean, Attach.
Very consistent too.
Enable adds that Halo communication to the team.
Right.
Which
like,
anyone who has been around in Halo days will tell you, the way that those guys communicate is just so much
ridiculous.
better.
You need to call out timings, respawns, everything.
It's crazy. And then, of course, you know, Attach, Zuma. These guys just a fantastic
Yeah, so much pressure that put on with those SMGs. I mean,
it's insane.
It's insane. It's an absolute slaying battle.
Take a look at the record. Of course, they unbeaten at the event, 5-0, 17-5 map record. Crazy. 6-2 in hardpoint, losing both of those to OG.
Yep.
Right.
They score difference is plus 40 though. That's crazy. Massive difference.
That's plus 40, and they lost 2 to OG. So imagine what it was before.
The retreat hardpoint was close. It was like a 20-point loss, I think. And then the solo was just a blowout.
The solo was a blowout.
I mean, the team KD there, massive, 1.11.
No player
to OG, which is exactly the same. They both had a 1.11 team KDs in hardpoint.
But the thing is, no player on FaZe dropped a negative, like averaged a negative KD throughout any game mode. Hardpoint, uplink, or S&D, everyone finished with 1.0
To
or
put that
higher.
hardpoint into perspective, they've won the last 16 of 18 hardpoints online.
And the two of them
were against OG in the grand final.
Yeah.
Which is why it was so surprising to see them lose hardpoint solo.
And their first S&D loss as a team came to Infused. The round before.
As a team.
Yeah.
They go 6-2 in S&D, average round difference of 3, Team KD 1.1, and that's really the difference between them and OG, I think, was that S&D just stood out a little bit more there for FaZe. And then you see OG come out in the grand final with 6 home and a bioline. You're like, okay, what the hell is going on right now? This isn't going the way it should be. Uplink, though, as
they
JP said, 5-1. This is the team's worst game mode.
Yeah, we've seen the Pro League. If there is a game mode that they're going to lose, it's going to be Uplink.
Right. 6.17.
And here they go 5-1.
I mean,
with a plus 7 score difference, or plus 6 score difference.
Close to plus 7.
That's like 3 dunks.
It's a lot of points.
3 dunks.
He's out there, LeBron James, and 1.20 KD. Team KD. That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. I mean,
but like the big thing for me is the average score. 6. Like that's.
They outslayed by an average of almost 20 in uplink.
That's
in
crazy.
uplink, where you're not going to get as many kills as like in a hard point.
Yeah, and I mean. They looked like
that's ridiculous.
I mean, they looked like they fixed it though for Gfinity. You know, they were struggling in this game out a little bit.
Yeah.
In the Pro League, but yeah, they fixed it when it mattered. You know, would have been undefeated if Envy and Aqua didn't make like that miraculous, amazing play.
Right. Like you have to bear that in mind. Like if Clay throws that drone a little bit more to the left, it goes out.
All right.
All right. That's a good point. Honestly, they've played extremely well all weekend long.
Yeah.
Take a look at some overall stats from the players on Team FaZe. Enable with a 1.2 KD from the weekend. Slayer rating of 31.69.
He stepped it up so
Everyone much. Plus 30 Slayer rating.
Plus 31. That's like unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Plus everyone's positive.
A 1 from Attach and a 1.21 from Clay. I mean, those guys just slaying out the mind. But for me, really, the big difference has been Enable.
Yeah.
The couple of times that they played OG in the grand final, he didn't play well. He didn't step up, and quite frankly, looked a little bit lost.
I mean, he had the highest KD in the grand finals, the 1.20 against Optic.
And then he was struggling too in that first game. Against Carmen, that secondary bell roll.
I mean,
was not looking that good.
I mean,
that's crazy. And I tweeted this from the stats account. In his last 48 maps on LAN, so UMG Dallas and Gfinity, he's only gone negative in 8.
What?
That's
which
crazy.
is
17%
of the maps. That's crazy. And then he's gone positive in even in 13 of 14 uplinks.
And to show just how consistent he is at 1.20 overall KD at Gfinity and a 1.20 in just the grand finals.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's really important for him to become really consistent.
That's what he's done. That's literally what he's done. Previously, it would be he dropped a 1.2, played the grand finals, dropped like a 1 or a 0.9, like something which just isn't good enough.
Right.
Now he's got that super consistency, and honestly, that is the key for FaZe's success.
Yeah, and his subs are now more consistent. Swapping out.
I mean, you have two of the most hyper-aggressive it's crazy. The amount, like JP said, the amount of actual pressure they put on hard points is absurd.
I mean, you swap out players who are more consistent for Hook, attach a little more consistent Hook, and then Clay over Slasher. Mm-hmm. In the grand final, especially Cali and X Games, Hook didn't kind of really show up a little bit there in the grand finals.
It was weird. You look at Attach's stats, not that flashy. It's actually, as weird as it is to say, a pretty poor event for him. Still wins. Yeah. But like, how strange is that to be able to say, he didn't really play that well, and they still won.
Yeah, I mean, it went all the way down to that game 7.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, they all fill in roles that they need to fill in. So it's not like, oh, this person did bad, they're going to lose the event. It's like they're working as a unit to win the event.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough when matching up this team in terms of roles, right? So Clay against Formal, that's any given Sunday, like Zoom and Scump again at any given Sunday. It comes down really to Enable versus Karma and Attach versus Crim,
which is ironic because I think Enable wins that one and I think Crim wins that one.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like you have the 50-50 splits and then the two kind of
that Enable is that literal X factor against Optic.
Yep. He's playing well. A lot of people kind of went back in time and were saying, it's unfair. Enable play with OG, knows the strats.
I mean,
no. Chill.
What are you going to do about it?
He did win 2 events with the team, so, I mean,
he got carried, apparently.
Apparently.
But, hey, he's...
he did lose to Barrage.
3 more events left in AW.
Season 3 playoffs.
Who takes them?
Season 3 playoffs, DC,
this is great.
Finals.
Who takes them?
Revenge, Complexity, and...
Please, come on.
I'm joking. I feel like it'll be like...
Does anyone other than FaZe and OG take the next 3 events?
I don't think so.
No?
No. Unless Denial,
I mean, the only one that you could say, World's Finals, depending on bracket draw,
No, I think it's...
DC, depending on bracket draw as well.
I think it's FaZe OG for the rest of AW.
All right, so who wins out of those 2? Who walks away with 3 events left with the most championships, FaZe or OG?
It depends on if OG can fix their game modes against FaZe, and I think it probably also depends on the maps. Like, if you don't get a comeback uplink, I think OG could take an uplink. Like, if it's a Bio Lab, it's possible that they could take it.
I think FaZe win the next event. They get the 3-peat.
Season 3 playoffs?
They'll win Season 3 playoffs. No, sorry,
they'll win
DC. They'll win DC. OG will win at Season 3.
Who do you think wins finals? Ooh.
Denial.
Curveball.
Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Sensor comes back.
Dude, what if that happened?
That would be so...
The storylines would be
so
crazy.
Because we're not counting past this crazy hype. Anyway, that kind of concludes all the in-depth stuff about Gfinity that we have. But for now, we get to relive the entire grand final. So if you missed it, stay tuned and enjoy.